Have you ever tripped or fallen? Have you ever gotten a cut or scrape? Maybe it looked a little something like this.
Oh.
Scrapes, scratches, and cuts are all another name for abrasions.
Abrasions are so common that you may have never thought about what is happening and how your body is reacting. So we are going to explain to you the process of healing and what your body does to work and heal the wound. Brought to you by Kalina Yuzitsky,
Everett Mitchell. David Bound.
Let's get started.
There are 4 phases in healing. The first phase is hemostasis. The second is the inflammatory phase. The third is the proliferative phase. And the fourth is the remodeling phase.
Once the accident has happened and the abrasion starts to bleed, hemostasis begins. Hemostasis is a process that causes bleeding to stop. It breaks down into 3 steps. The first step of hemostasis is vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction is the narrowing of blood vessels resulting from shrinkage of the muscular wall as shown.
Next is the platelet plug. Platelets are tiny blood cells that help your body form clots to stop bleeding. In the platelet plug stage, platelets stick together to form a temporary cover seal to cover the break in the vessel wall.
The last stage of hemostasis is the clot formation. A clot is a thick clump of dried blood that stops the blood from flowing through a vessel, which is exactly what brings us to our next phase of healing.
The second stage is the inflammatory stage. The inflammatory stage prepares the wound bed for the growth of new skin tissue. White blood cells come in and destroy all the bacteria and remove debris within the wound. After, specialized cells called microfangs come to clear debris. This phase typically lasts 4 to 6 days, being shown through the reddening of the skin, heat, and pain.
The third stage of healing is the proliferative stage. Once the wound is cleaned out, the proliferative phase is designed to fill and cover the wound. This process is made up of 3 distinct stages. The first stage is filling the wound. During this stage, the wound bed is filled with connective tissue and new blood vessels are formed. Then the skin around the wound contracts and pulls toward the center of the wound. Finally, the wound is covered through a process called epithelialization. Epithelialization. Basically, the epithelial cells rise from the wound bed and move across the wound bed until it is covered. Finally, the very last stage of healing is the remodeling phase. Here, the new tissue slowly gains strength and flexibility. Over time, the skin goes back to full strength and your open wound is healed.
I bet you never could have imagined this complex process. It's crazy that all this goes on behind the scenes.
Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.